Hello and welcome back to Fact Me Up channel. In today's video, we're unleashing 13 spine-tingling facts about one of the most iconic and terrifying film franchises of all time, Halloween. So grab your favorite candy, turn down the lights, and let's unravel the mysteries of this legendary horror movie. A young Jamie Lee Curtis was so disappointed with her performance that she became convinced she would be fired.
You're fired! Okay.
After only the first day of filming. When her phone rang that evening and it was director John Carpenter on the phone, Curtis was certain it was the end of her movie career. Instead, Carpenter called to congratulate her and tell her he was very happy with the way things had gone. This surprising turn of events marked the beginning of Curtis's celebrated career in the world of film. With a mere $300,000 budget allocated for a 20-day shoot, the film's financial success was nothing short of astounding. It achieved a staggering $47 million at the US box office, along with an impressive global box office of $13 million. To put this into perspective, adjusting for inflation to 2023 values, the film's total earnings of $60 million would be equivalent to approximately $309 million today, making Halloween one of the most successful independent films of all time. John Carpenter considered the hiring of Jamie Lee Curtis as the ultimate tribute to Sir Alfred Hitchcock, who had given her mother, Janet Leigh, legendary status in Psycho. For the same reason, Dr. Sam Loomis was named after Sam Loomis from Psycho. During the same period, Universal Studio producers and director Richard Franklin were trying to enroll Curtis in the new production of Psycho 2, but the idea was eventually scrapped. Because of the film's tight budget, the production designer Tommy Lee Wallace had to use whatever he had at his disposal, or had to buy materials cheaply. For instance, the mask of Michael Myers was actually a 1975 Captain James T. Kirk mask that was purchased in a costume shop on Hollywood Boulevard for $1.98. It had the eyebrows and sideburns ripped off, the face was painted bluish-white, the hair was spray-painted brown, and the eyes were opened up more. After testing out the mask, the crew thought that it was really creepy because it was emotionless, and decided to use it in the movie. The story is based on an experience director John Carpenter had while in college and when they were touring a psychiatric hospital. Carpenter said that he met a child who stared at him with a look of evil, and it terrified me. Actress and Playboy model Sandy Johnson, who played Judith Myers, said in a rare 2018 interview that the only thing she didn't like about making the movie is that the fake blood would stain her skin. Since she was topless during the scene where Michael kills her, the blood was applied all over her bare chest and stomach, and all of it had to be scrubbed off in between takes. She remembered that whoever was doing it was rough, so Jamie Lee Curtis offered to do it and she was much gentler. John Carpenter approached Peter Cushing and Sir Christopher Lee to play the role of Dr. Sam Loomis, but both turned him down due to the low pay. Lee later said it was the biggest mistake he had ever made in his career. As the film was shot out of sequence, John Carpenter created a fear meter so that Jamie Lee Curtis would know what level of terror she should be exhibiting in each particular scene. All of the actors wore their own clothes, since there was no money for a costume department. Jamie Lee Curtis went to J.C. Penney for Laurie Strode's wardrobe, and spent less than $100 for the entire set. John Carpenter showed Halloween to an executive before it was finished without the music. The executive didn't find it to be scary at all. However, after the film was released, she watched it again and changed her mind, an indication of how much Carpenter's score adds to the film's atmosphere. Producer Irwin Yablans confirmed this, stating that while watching the movie in theater, audience members would regularly block their ears with their hands because the sound and music were so scary. Since the movie was shot in early spring in Southern California, as opposed to Illinois in late October, the crew had to buy paper leaves from a decorator and paint them in the desired autumn colors, then scatter them in the filming locations. To save money, after a scene was filmed, the leaves were collected and reused. As the film was made in spring, the crew had huge difficulty in procuring pumpkins. Only 3 were obtained, so the scene where one is broken on the ground had to be done in one take. The crew later got another type of green pumpkin which was simply painted orange. The stabbing sound effect used in the movie is actually the sound of a knife stabbing a watermelon.